You know what? I'm not going to do my hello anything because wow. Cell vs. Metal Sonic was an awesome video and the last episode or next matchup anyone would predict was Bakugo versus Reze or Reze versus Bakugo. Like Battle of the Meme Bomb Street Tier level episode. So let's just get into it because I did not expect back-to-back episodes being one-sided. But give it to Yusuke, he at least had it some advantages, but this one maybe Rize will get some advantages, but this is completely one-sided. And I want to go I enjoyed two characters and I really did love taking my brothers for the movie to see Rize's movie. That was probably my movie of the year. But man, everything's leaning towards Bakugo. So let's just get into it. I'm gonna try to keep this very short and all, so let's just get down into categories I think will be the main factor of this fight. Strength, speed, experience, their abilities when it comes to bombs, and most importantly, the bomb rating is, or otherwise the range. So let's just start uh with training and all. So with Rise, you think that Bakugo would end up being, well, more experienced and all because, well, besides the ending and all, but technically he has been training as a hero since he was 16 and basically spent years later after, spoilers with the ending and all, became, the top 10 heroes out there. But surprisingly, at the end of the day, this one I think is pretty even because even though that Bakugo is a rival to Deku and matches his intelligence and all when it comes to thinking of the fight. I mean the fact that he also won the My Hero, the tournament arc, he ended up winning number 1 and all, even though he was frustrated that he won. But Rize surprisingly, I would say, tied when it comes to the same training and experience. Because for those who don't know, in the movie and all, spoilers big, but apparently she is a Russian assassin who, as a kid, was basically in training from the Red Room, which is again basically a Hitman Assassin Creed level of training as a child, and basically spent years training. So much so that she was able to take down other hunters and fought Danji, who was trained by, the greatest devil hunter out there, alongside with Power. But besides that, let's just get into. And like I said, training is going to be tied, but that's when everything trips for Bakugo. So let's just get with strength, starting with the abilities. Well, Rize seems impressive as she's able to basically ignite explosions. She basically had the more creativity with her devil powers as the bomb, and basically is able to shapeshift, able to use her own body as explosive, whether she can ignite spark with her head, basically use her own head or body technically as bombs, and it's able to shapeshift other parts such as her legs and all and arms in order to go the distance, similar to Bakugo and all. But at the end of the day, yeah, if you've seen My Hero Academia, at the end of the day, Bakugo blisses the. Oh. Oh, I got the wrong one. But in showing her Angie and Danji. But at the end of the day, even though that she's tanked the explosion involved, Heiser, Bakugo end up scaling, especially towards the end of My Hack Academia, scales to Deku and all that goes past island level to affecting the whole world because of affecting Storm. And this is without the boost from one for all, and has defeated one-on-one All For One near the end, which is very impressive and all. But even this shows the raw power of the range, and destruction that Bakugo has, having able to go to toe-to-toe with Shigaraki and all, with despite them having, the powers of like every and stealing Quark and all. With this Quark explosion, it's definitely no brainer. And this same goes to speed. It's very tricky with speed, but the greatest that Reze has done is technically go to fly in the sky in seconds and able to jump parts of the city fighting Denji, shown better in the movie. But at the end of the day, even if she does get like spoilers to to other speed feats like Makima with in fighting the Gun Devil, or like especially in the later arcs with Denji, fighting the War Devil, and the part 2 and all, any feats from part 2 involve the moon and all, and like the Statue of Liberty. No spoilers into those details, but at the end of the day, it's still like she gets blissed by Bakugo, because especially later on in the arcs where Shigaraki especially is able to basically have characters are able to dodge official radio waves, which are stated in the data books and all to be, again, waves, which apparently is as fast, if not faster than the speed of light. And even if you don't take that into account, Shigaraki has, in his fight with Mahito, has confirmed with his fight with Star and Strike, was able to dodge laser points. And even like other spin-offs like Finch or Anti, even weaker villains and characters are able to, as shown right here, able to dodge lasers and all. So without further doubt, yeah, everything this goes to like Bakugo when it comes to strength, speed, and the other factor in abilities. Well, Bakugo, I do think Reze is more creative. Bakugo, when it comes to like his flashbang and all attacks, but it still doesn't matter with like his stun grenades and all. I could see that as a tie and all, if not go to Reze. But at the end of the day, their range and destruction of their explosions is probably going to be the most important factor. And at the end of the day, this goes definitely to Bakugo. Even if you don't include the movies, which he gets that island level where he teams up, where he gets part of Deku's One For All, what destroys the island. And even if you exclude the final arc and all, where he basically fights All For One, that is able to, and other of his classmates, which has world-ending effects of the weather and all. Even season 1 or 2, Bakugo has shown raw power is able to keep up, especially with Shorito, who was able to ice the whole stadium and all earlier in the arc and all. And Weekend All Might was able to like punch out the web, change the weather and all. That alone is enough to show how much more powerful Reze is. And even if Reze does get allies, technically, since she is a devil, she could get contracts and all, like she did with Typhoon Devil and all, that gets city range and all. That's still not going to be enough to like overmatch the raw power. And even though that she can regenerate and all through blood and all, which blood is the main factor of fuel, which definitely helps, she still needs her blood and all. And Bakugo has ways to end it. Since he is smart enough to find ways, he can basically blow her up to bits so big that basically her blood evaporates. And even if she does try to kill people to get more blood, Bakugo, like agility and all, able to keep up, will plan out and like figure out ways to do, and especially with Danji and all, able to outplan, so outsmart her and all. Like the same can go with Bakugo. So at the end of the day, this one does seem very straightforward. Reze does have some advantages. I do think her Bomb Devil abilities are much more creative and definitely has a regeneration and could use contracts and all. But even if if she does return, if I do not know if spoilers, if she does in the Japanese versions and all, I people make fan creations and all, so I cannot confirm. But if she does decide to return, especially with nuclear bomb spoiler being added and all, it's even if she does get those bomb feats, which the highest is 50 megacon, it's still not going to be enough, as Bakugo has shown much more raw power in his explosives. Even without one for all, it's much faster than light is able to fast maneuver over Reze and can figure out ways to stop Reze healing and all. And sure, he doesn't have regeneration like her, and has simpler quirks. His quirk is much more simpler and has to deal with contracts and all, but it's still not going about the raw, similar to Ichigo, Yusuke, and the last one, Deku vs. Miles. The raw power of My Hero Academia is just way too much. The stats just show too much of it. And similar to Junko for Springtrap, for those who haven't seen my episode of Realm Gods, the abilities are impressive, but when the raw power encounters you have just show won't be enough. So at the end of the day, as I shown the memes, because I'm excited for Bakugo versus Reze. I hope more animates it and all, but as you've shown here, even though they do have their flaws and all, Bakugo has shown more ways to end this fight, and I want to root for Reze, but let's be fair, I want both characters to win and all. As long as they get a good character development and all, and get some blows, I'm gonna be satisfied. So at the end of the day, that's my verdict. So what are your thoughts? Comment, critique, and tell me what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, simple and excited and all, and I know I didn't do much research in this time, but to be fair, this the outcome is so very, very predictable, unless Reze gets more scaling to other devils, but the power gap is just too much and way noticeable. So I'm still gonna be excited for when this episode, maybe the outcome will be different, and it'll be around my birthday time. So thank you all for watching, hope you enjoy, and stay awesome.